Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Siam Maxie, aka the Mortgage Maven, NMLS number 1093963, and I am back with another episode of simple information about mortgages. Thanks for joining. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, y'all. Hey. Now, y'all know I like to start my podcast off with a song, and in connection with us doing generational wealth, I got a song. It's called Buying Back the Block by Rick Ross. And I love the song because it starts off in commercial form, advertisement. They on the radio, and the young lady says, "Hey, it's your girl Super Cindy reporting live from the corner of 183rd and 27th Avenue at Cheddar's in Miami Garden. We got Gucci Mane, 2 Chainz, and Rick Ross, and we're here for the Buying Back the Block movement, where we raise up the community that support and love us." And then she pauses. And, I could just feel the energy in the song. It's like, wow, this is important. I got the media out here advertising. We're in a movement. We're in the Buying Back the Block movement. So what does that mean? Well, the next verse says, we own the hood and we live by it. We die by it. So now we're buying it. And I'm like, whoa, what is he talking about? He's talking about buying up the neighborhood that they once lived in and rebuilding it. So what does that mean? He says, save your money, invest in property, make a profit, and then reinvest it into the community. That's how you rebuild, and that's how you position yourself for generational wealth. So tonight, on this episode of simple information about mortgages, we're going to dive into that generational wealth buying back the block movement. So, I like to start with cheddar. I got cheddar. And the cheddar on the street is we need more information about generational wealth. We need to know how owning a home, because that's my field, that's the area I want to focus on, is real estate. And the song says buying back the block. So you buying what? The houses, the vacant lots, you buying the businesses that's out there. We're doing it all. And that is how you create generational wealth. So I listened to a TED Talk today after receiving a call from a young man named Jonathan. And Jonathan asked, what's the difference between an inheritance and generational wealth? Well, believe it or not, those words are synonyms. They mean the exact same thing. But not everything that's left to you can make you wealthy. So if somebody leaves you a rock and that rock has no value, that is not a form of wealth. That is just you inherited a rock. Now, what you do with that rock could become valuable, but just it being a rock, that it might give you sentimental wealth. I don't know if that's a thing, but it will not give you financial wealth. So when people are discussing generational wealth or an inheritance, they are referring to the assets that's left to you. That's cash, money. That's stocks, bonds, coupons, real estate. In some instances, it is a vehicle, one that will appreciate or holds its value. Not necessarily one that Uncle Paul had in the backyard that's rusted and unsalvageable. That's not generational wealth. That's not wealth. That's junk that you inherited from a deceased party. Okay, now that we have the difference between an inheritance, when someone just leaves you things, and wealth, things that's left to you that have value, leads to generational wealth. Now, on this podcast, we like to talk about real estate. So, to combine the song of the theme with my episode, we have a lot of people talking about buying property. We have a lot of people out there telling you to buy property. And buying property is absolutely a great step to generational wealth. And in our last episode, we had someone named Natasha Triplett. Thanks again for joining us, girl. We appreciate you. And she told us a story. And in her story, she talked about her grandmother and how her grandmother bought mutual funds for her and her siblings. Now, initially, they didn't touch the mutual fund. They just knew that grandma was putting some money up. They had no idea how much, and they didn't know what type of vehicle the money was in. But after the grandmother passed away, they received some papers in the mail, and they decided to make a phone call and learned that they had money left to them that was set aside for their future, for their financial future. Now, how does this lead to generational wealth? Well, as Natasha stated, her grandmother did not leave her a plan, but she did leave her a foundation. Financial foundation, where she could apply those funds that was left to her in various ways. And Natasha said it led her to getting into the financial industry. She is an insurance agent, a debt management person. She's well-rounded, so look her up and get her credentials. But it led her and her sibling to that industry. Why is that important? Well, in order to leave generational wealth, you have to have a financial plan. And so, in having a plan, it goes to what Rick Ross said. He said, save your money. Saving your money. Even if it's a dime. Even if it's $10. I was looking at saving $420 a month led to $5,040 a year, which led to $25,000 in 5 years. $25,000 is a down payment on a house. It can help you in the future. Now, $420 might not be a realistic amount of money for everyone to save, but start with $50. $50 a month. Do that for 12 months. Increase it the following year. You give $50 a month for your child or your children's children. That's an inheritance. You start small and let it grow. So the second thing he says is invest in property. And as I stated on the last episode, not everybody can buy a house right now. But maybe the house shouldn't be the first goal. Maybe you should buy a vacant lot. Maybe the vacant lot is $5,000, $10,000, $25,000. You can save up to buy the lot. Because land appreciates. I've never heard anybody say land depreciate. Now, real estate does depreciate, but that's a rarity. So you want to invest in that. The second thing Natasha said is when you buy a property, there are certain things that you should have placed. In the event that you pass away, you want to have something that can pay off your property or that you can leave to your children. And the best way to do that is have some form of insurance. Now, Natasha talked about something called a dime method. Now, I'm not in that space, so I can't explain the dime method. But in next week's episode, we're going to have someone that talks more about insurance, property insurance, mortgage protection insurance, life insurance. Which one do you need? Why do you need it? And how to get it? Hey, everybody. I need you to think about generational wealth. because it's not as simple as everybody think it is. And just because you go out there and purchase something doesn't mean that you're going to be able to leave it to your, as an inheritance to your children. I know I see people losing homes every single day. Sometimes people lose value in properties that they have because they didn't take care of it. They didn't maintain it. Can insurance help you with that? No, you got to get a roof when you need a roof. You need to, update your house, keep the grounds done so that the property will at least keep its existing value. But what happens oftentimes is we buy a house and all we do is live in that house. We never do the proper repairs. We never keep it up. So when someone passes away and the house, let's say the house is paid for, when you get ready to sell it, oftentimes you can only get land value. That's the reason why purchasing land is a good idea, because you can purchase a house. If you haven't taken care of it, the city or the owner, the person trying to buy it, could require the house to be torn down. Therefore, the amount of money you would have gotten will be devalued. You will only get land value for a property that has a house that is not livable. Now, what your definition of livable is and what somebody else's livable is different. So sometimes a third party, like the city, would come in and determine if the house it needs to be torn down. I just saw that. I was reading somebody's post and they went to the house and they said, no, this house it is, oh my God, I forgot the name of it. But short story is they have to condemn the home. And so now the person is worth looking at the value of just the land. So be mindful. Buying properties are wonderful, and I am a proponent for that. I love when you win through home ownership. But home ownership is not just buying a house. It's taking care of the house. And it's being in a position to leave your house to your loved ones. And the only way you can do that is by doing certain things. And upkeep is one of them. And having proper plan in place is another one. So next week episode, we're going to have a guest that talks about those plans. That person will discuss how to leave your home to your family if something happens and you're no longer with us. Hey guys, this has been Siam Maxey, aka the Mortgage Maven, NMLS number 1093963. Text me 713-320-1876. Email me themortgagemaven@yahoo.com. Message me right here on Spotify or follow me on IG and Facebook. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by.